Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This video is going to be part of a small series of videos, I guess, about Path of Exile. This game is just too complex to sum it up in one video, so I'm going to make a couple. I'm not quite sure how many. Just a couple of separate ones, just covering the basis of the game. So, I'll start off with the character selection. And you basically have... well, let me create a character. These races to select from. So we have a witch.
They were right to fear me.
And they do their whole blah blah blah
listened to
thingy,
their
which is not
cowardice.
really interesting. It's
Had
their
they not
background
taken my
story.
home with fire, I would not have
Your
taken
caster
their
type,
children.
basically. You have a duelist, which is a dual wielder.
Was I supposed to bear such insult?
A ranger,
Can't own a life.
I guess you can
Neither
imagine,
deers
your
nor
archer.
rabbits, and not mine.
The marauder is probably
I was
the best
born to
tank
fight,
type.
raised to defend my tribe.
The
A
shadow,
simple job I was
I'm
told.
not quite sure what
Silence of
predefined
the
role a
mouth
shadow
of the big
has.
and no one was going to be
Here he has a
wise,
single and a
Tiny.
weapon, but
except for one loose end.
not quite sure. It has a lot of dual wielding
I would
passive
have
near
kept
him
my
as well,
mouth
so
shut.
I'm not
Professional
quite sure.
integrity, it's called. Unfortunately,
And then last but not least, we have the Templar, which
which
is
I would have
sort of
died for my
between
Templar brothers,
tank and
every
magic
single
user.
one. And how do they reward my piety?
I'm
my
not gonna
devotion?
create one because I already have a whole bunch of characters. I'll take a look at the skill tree. Let's go for this one. And I'll show you why I did not go in depth on their types. Because a type, what you do with the character and the class you pick, doesn't necessarily have anything to do with each other. So let's take a look at the passive tree. Yeah. It's a very small little passive tree. Yeah. So the reason why I didn't go into what class and what type they are is because the only thing that class dictates is where you start. This little bubble here. If you're a shadow, you start over here. If you are a ranger, you start over here. A duelist will start over here. A marauder will start over here, and a templar will start over here. Now, as you can see here, blue is int, green is dex, red is strength, and this goes for the tree as well. So these are int, these three are also int based, the witch is pure int. These are dex, excuse me, these three are dex, and this is then the only pure dex. This one is in between, so this one is int and dex. Same goes for this one is dex and strength. This one is pure strength, and this one is strength and int, because it's in the middle again. So, what does the starting position mean? Well, it just means where you can go on the tree. Let me turn off chat here. Go away, spammers. We don't want you. So in case of the witch, you do not get access to a lot of life nodes. I mean, here's a couple, then here's a couple, and then you have to go quite far to find some more. Here's some. That's about it. You have to go all the way over here. So you have to travel quite far for a witch to get some decent life. So if you want something tanky, witch is probably not the way to go. But if you need access to elemental nodes, like elemental damage increase, you're more elemental, lightning there, fire here. So you do have a lot of access to elemental nodes. So it depends on what you want to make. Not every class is suited to be everything. Like if you want to be a archer, then a witch is not a good choice. Unless you're going with an elemental archer, then, you know, there's an option here. But that's about it. I mean, you have no projectile increase, you have no crits, unless you go all the way over to the shadow part. Let's see, I think. No, crit multiply for spells. Well, there's some crit notes here somewhere. So it really depends on what you want to do with your build. And if you're starting out with this game, it's going to be very, very difficult to figure out what you want to do. There's no predefined build at all. Nothing. Everything you do, you're going to have to figure out either yourself or go do some research on websites to figure out what you want to do. So anyways, I'll show what I have here. This is going to be my necromancer. So I'm picking up all the skills that will either increase my minion life or increase the amount of minions I can have. So I'm just going for all of these nodes. These I'm gonna pick up next. And I'm gonna move over here, pick up these 3. And then I'm gonna go north and pick up all of these. After I've got all of those, I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do, but I'm probably gonna build in some more endurance for myself, so HP and elemental defense and those kind of things, and more shield energy. I have a couple more nodes I can pick up very easy here, and I can pick up all of these. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do with this character eventually, but there's definitely a lot I can do still after that. So it's gonna take me another, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, about 20 levels, and my build will be complete. As far as the summoner part goes. After that, I just get to go into making my character stronger and more durable and all those things. But the core of my build, the being able to summon as many minions as I can and as strong of minions as I can, will be achievable within level, what level am I? 50-ish. And after that, it's just going to be pure defensive and offensive. I'm not quite sure what, maybe some more mana if I need it. I don't have a lot of mana at the moment, and my regen isn't too great either. Let's see, my regen is only 12.4, so it's relatively low, but I don't need a lot of mana. I summon my minions and that's it. They're doing all the work. I have Firestorm. Almost never use it. Unless it's a boss or something, but... So, that's kind of how Path of Exile character selection or class selection works. There is no class selection. The only thing that it dictates is what base stats you have, and, you know, like Dex, Strength, and Int, and where you start on the tree. So, the only thing you have to keep in mind is, what do you want to do with your character? Do you want to make a character with a two-handed weapon and armor, so, you know, like plate armor? Then you more than likely want to go into more of this area, these two, because you have all the strength nodes. Excuse me, that's not a strength node. Here, you want all the strength nodes because you're gonna need that on your weapon. Weapons have requirements. Let me grab something here. Let's see here. For level 35, I would need 99 strength. I currently have 37 because this is a witch and I haven't gone into any strength. So I need to come up with 62 more strength. It's quite a bit. So keep in mind that your first character is more than likely gonna fail. It's not nice, but that's just how it is, because let's face it, when you come into this game, you're not gonna have a clue. It's very elaborate. It's very, holy crap, what the hell am I doing? So when you start off with this game, I do recommend look at some videos, look at some builds. Don't just copy what other people do, but understand why they're doing it. So like I said, with this build, I'm just going for all the minion nodes, and I'm just gonna have as many minions as I can. Let me take out this character real quick and I'll show you what this character does. Okay, so around the field, I don't have any minions because my zombies require me to have corpses. I don't have any corpses yet. Activate my temper shield, not really necessary, but same with the Spectre. Can't raise it until I have some corpses, so let's create some corpses. Dun, 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 dun. Just summon some skeletons, let's start whacking things. Run around for a second because I don't want to die. Okay, so there's my Spectre.
I need more mana.
4. Let's see. Oh, I'm out of mana. It's kind of a problem if I'm raising all of my zombies at the same time. There's my Spectre. So then I'm kind of running out of mana at the moment, but other than that, if I'm just occasionally summoning something, my MP is fine. So my minions are not very strong at the moment. But this is just a small part of my army. I don't have any of my skeletons up, and I can have, what, 7 skeletons up? 8 skeletons. So that's 8 more things doing damage. And I'm already kind of taking out these mobs relatively quickly, without too much fuzz. But the fun thing about this build is you can be doing other shit while your minions fight it out. Throw 8 skeletons in there. And you just stand around. Oh, we have a boss in here. Be careful that that will hurt. Actually. And we killed the boss. So anything that comes in here is just gonna go get chopped up. Pick up some of the blue, scroll them, sure. So this build is very, well, it is sort of boring. I mean, I'm not doing a thing. I'm just spawning minions and just standing and waiting. I mean, these things have no chance. Look at everything I have on him. Oh, look, it's a boss. Let's see how fast he dies. Where'd he go? I mean, that's it, and that's without me doing anything, and this build isn't even fully realized till I get to level 50-ish. So already it's, wow, we have another boss. It's going pretty well. I'm getting a lot of blues. So, and we have another boss. Wow, this is a good run. Unbelievable. I think the record I had on this map was like 8 of these magic bosses. Rare. I don't know. I always get confused with those names. Gold is what I call them. People are probably gonna hate me for it, but I could just call them gold. Easy to remember. Scroll wisdom, I'll pick that up. So yeah, what I wanted to show you is that your class does not define what you have to be. I can make this exact same build with a Shadow. I can do the same with a Templar. They all have int, so I get my requirements for my skills. And that's just it. You can do whatever you want in this game. There's no predefined, this character is going to be that. A Marauder doesn't have to be a tank. He might be suited for it. It doesn't have to be. If I wanted to, I can make him into a caster. It's going to be difficult. It's not going to be easy. And he's probably not going to be the most powerful version of a caster. But it's definitely possible. And that's the whole thing about this game. Anything is possible.